So, okay, so for Trust Wallet, for Android, you should automatically have the Dapp Explorer, Decentralized App Explorer within the wallet. But for iOS, you need to go to Trust on the link that you see right now.
This right
browser
here.
Enable. So you copy that on Safari, and you paste it.
And that's going to open up this here. So the difference is that if you don't do that on iOS beforehand, this browser thing won't pop up. Right. And I have no idea why, but on Android it will. So that's the first step after you already send money into your Trust wallet. And if you don't have money in your Trust wallet, what you're going to do is you're going to click receive right here, choose the token you want, which is more than likely going to be Ethereum. And then you're going to copy right here the address, and then go over to wherever your money's currently sitting, and then click withdraw, and then paste in that code, that wallet address, so that you can send your whatever currency you're sending over to here. And it should go through pretty quickly, provided you're not sending Bitcoin.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. Go ahead and keep walking me through it, Yoni.
So now if you go to the Dapp Explorer, and then search for Uniswap. Or you can type in the link, uniswap.org. Yeah, there we go. Keep scrolling down. Use Uniswap. There you go. Now you're in Uniswap, and it's automatically connected to your Trust wallet since you open it within your Trust wallet. So it automatically detects how much Ethereum you hold. And now you enter the amount of Ethereum you want to use to swap for a token. Keep in mind that gas fees are high at the moment, so you'll add like $100 to $200 just in case. And now, if you can't find the dogs, there's a way is if it's on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap or on its whichever token that you want to look for, they should have their contract address either within their website that they are launching, because a lot of new projects aren't listed on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. So you'd have to go to their website and copy the contract address.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that's why it says search name or paste address. So if you can't find the token you're looking for, you have to go get out of the app and find its contract address.
So let's go on CoinGecko just as an example.
Yeah.
I don't think Dogs has that up
right
yet.
So I'll give you so like, for example, a BNB or Cardano or any token, and it should show you where the contract address is. Yeah, for example, Chili's. If you scroll down, scroll. This is the mobile app, so scroll where it says portfolio exchanges. Oh, there it is.
It was right there, right?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So over here,
you just tap that.
Yeah, right.
Make sure it's Ethereum though.
Correct.
If we're on Uniswap.
Uniswap is a Ethereum-based decentralized exchange, so you'll have to put the Ethereum contract address.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So then you would just take that and you go here and paste it in.
Correct.
And then right there, Chili's. If I click import, what does that do?
That just means that you imported the address, so you're ready to swap. That's all it does. So if you click on import, so it's not active on Uniswap, but a lot of tokens like these main centralized exchange tokens, they're not active on Uniswap because obviously most of the volume is elsewhere. This Chili's is available pretty much all major exchanges. So usually Uniswap is used for projects that you want to get in early on and benefit from being early.
Cool. So then what are some other little helpful things that you might be able to add to this training about Uniswap? Maybe about pool or vote or something like that?
Right. So when it comes to pools, you'll have to it's usually easier with the tokens that are listed on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. It when you click on them and it shows the exchanges, it tells you the amount of volume or the amount of liquidity is in that pool. Usually when there's so little liquidity, it's difficult to execute a trade. So you'll have to set your tolerance, your slippage tolerance, it's called, to like a wider range, because if you want at this price, but if there's so many liquidities, and everybody wants to get in cheap, you're not, and it's not going to go through most of the time because you're competing with other people.
So if I'm trying to, so let's see if I can do a quick example. Can we run through this whole slippage thing without actually buying the coin?
We should just go to USDC
Okay.
and then just do a portion.
So
small portion, like, so it'll be difficult to really explain. Okay, there you go. So because Uniswap is also an exchange, right? You have the two fees. So you have the fee of the Ethereum gas, and you have the fee of using the Uniswap exchange. So the fee on their exchange is small, but it's the Ethereum gas fees that are strong.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that's just for right now.
Right.
Eventually, we'll have a more scalable solution with Ethereum for ETH2.
Correct. And with Uniswap, there's 3 different methods, like how fast because usually because Ethereum is still slow, it can take up to a few minutes for a trade to execute, for blocks to get verified and everything. So do you have an option to do like a slower swap, a medium speed swap, and a fast swap? Obviously, it's more expensive the faster you choose. And that can vary. And then we can show you again when we execute a trade for future references. But there, actually, I might be able to record it because we have a test net that we can run trades on. But
so why does this keep switching to saying insufficient liquidity for this trade?
I think is okay. So why it's saying that is because you're putting in 0.05, right? And usually this is less than the fees that it would take for you to exchange, because Ethereum is crazy congested right now. That means that you don't have enough to execute this trade.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Man, it's expensive to trade on Uniswap right now.
It is. That's exactly why Binance and PancakeSwap had a huge run this year, because people were looking for a cheap way to buy these tokens. And then that, in the combination with Doge, had people creating these so-called meme coins. And they thought it was smart to, launch them on Binance Smart Chain. But as you know, like Binance Smart Chain, PancakeSwap has been hacked. The entire swap has been hacked. The domain has been hacked before, where many people lost their money because they thought they were connecting on the PancakeSwap chain, but in fact it was a different website that mimicked it, which stole all your liquidity. So it's like it's tricky. See, MetaMask, Uniswap never had that issue.
Gotcha.
They like to say like Binance is like a what do you call it? Like a poor man's Uniswap. It's less. It's cheaper, but it's also riskier, and just the technology that they built on it's like copy paste,
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then now let's say I was wanting to get in on the ground floor of a token that just launched. And obviously when something just launches, there's going to be a lot of liquidity being eaten up instantly. So how would I utilize the slippage tolerance and whatever these extra settings are to ensure that I can fulfill the order that I want to put in?
The best way, and if you've noticed that like all these new projects, when like Shiba Inu, SafeMoon, and all of them, they're like set your slippage tolerance to 20%, which means that the price can vary 20% of the price that it's currently sitting on. So want to adjust it to whatever it's usually it's 10%, so you'd want to at least double it to make sure you get in on the project.
So maybe, oh, so it's 10% in transaction may be front run. That still says it might be front run.
Oh, interesting.
If I set it to
might
auto,
be, yeah, 0.10. I'm sorry, I meant 0.20%. There you go.
now if I set it to auto instead of this one here.
Mm-hmm. So auto would work for a lot of coins that have a lot of liquidity. If it's a coin that has a lot of liquidity and you can't get it on any centralized exchange and you want to get it because you like the project, I would leave everything on auto. But for new tokens, you want to set the slippage tolerance a little bit higher, just so you
Now,
can have.
what would you say? Would you say 0.20 is like? What would you say maybe the max slippage tolerance would be and the lowest?
Max, I can't really say that much. I would do the max points. I would do 0.5 as the max slippage tolerance, because what I've seen typically is that a lot of projects, a lot of these new coins, most of them have their slippage tolerance to 0.2, which is usually double of what normally is. And you can go through their websites. Like I remember when Shiba Inu was first released, everybody wanted to get that before it got launched to centralized exchanges. They said slippage tolerance to 0.20 because it's so new and the liquidity was so little back then. Same thing with SafeMoon. They had the same thing. They even gave instructions on their website to how to execute the trade properly. So
gotcha.
It's typically double of what the default settings are.
Okay. So then what about this transaction deadline right here?
So what does it say? Okay, so it's saying that that your deadline is how long should you wait before your trade gets executed? Meaning, like, if it's taking longer than 30 minutes, it'll revert by itself if the trade isn't executed in 30 minutes. And usually, from my experience on Uniswap, low or high liquidity, it takes 5 to 10 minutes max.
Okay.
And these are during like the most congested times as well. So, and if it is congested where gas fees are high and then you absolutely want to get in, I would use the fastest transaction time. I think it should give you that after you click swap. So we're not doing it right now, so we can't really show you. But after you click confirm, it should give you another set of options where it says select the time you want to execute this transaction and then the gas fees according to that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So then the toggle expert mode and disable multi-hops. Have you messed around with that stuff yet?
Yeah, so click on toggle expert mode. Turn on expert mode.
Oh, this is serious. Did I just hit cancel? This is serious.
Yeah, this is I don't recommend for especially a lot of new people to okay, go to settings.
Looks the same.
Okay, so I think it would
skip
again
the confirm screen.
I think so. With this again, it would give you more options when you click confirm. The expert mode options will.
What does allow high price impact trades mean?
That means that you're okay if when it says, so it's giving you that because you set the slippage tolerance to 0.5%, right? So what that means is that it's saying that you're okay if the price jumps significantly to where you want it to get in. That way you're not surprised when, like, let's say you bought, because remember, these are coins, a lot of these tokens have a lot of supply in them. So they have like crazy numbers, right? Let's say you bought a billion of this one token and you wanted to get 30 million, but instead you got 20 million. So that's why it's giving you that warning, because the slippage tolerance can vary between the amount of coins you executed the trades with.
Okay. And then what is disable multi-hops?
That I'm not sure at this point. That I don't know yet. I'll have to look that up.
Swaps to direct pairs only.
I haven't. Let me look it up. That's interesting because I didn't see that on. Because I usually use the MetaMask extension wallet, right? So that doesn't really give me an option for that. At least it might in the expert mode settings, but let me see.
Better V2 price.
Yeah, so let me explain you that. So Uniswap V3 launched at the beginning of May, right? And this one is just, they pretty much said a lot of new algorithms where people who provide liquidity don't have to necessarily provide the entire amount into the app or into Uniswap. They only have to provide like 10% of that because of the way the algorithm is set. It maximizes the efficiency and then also minimizes the risk. Let's say you're providing a company, not a company. Let's say you're providing liquidity for this token, right? If everything crashes, you run the risk of you losing all of that. Because in order to provide like a 10 million liquidity, you have to have all of the $10 million or whatever amount worth in that token. Now with V3, this is just one of the protocols, but you provide proof that you have the 10 million, but you do deposit 10 million. However, the pool only takes in 15% of that, the liquidity pool. So your 85% is still protected and only used on specific situations where someone has a large purchase. However, it doesn't sit at the pool. And that maximizes like the efficiency of the trades, helps with congestion, and that also lowers the fees. Now the fees are a little bit higher on V3 because it's going to take time to migrate all the pools from V2 to V3. However, with all the new protocols they implemented, the trades are going to be much cheaper, and it should also help with the Ethereum gas fees as well. Less congestion, lower fees.
Cool. So then did you also want to go over pool and vote here? Or did you want to do that on a different video?
So yeah, like with pool is you either have a supply of a token or you swap to have a supply of a token, and you provide them the liquidity in the pool. And what they do is they reward you. So with every when you have a pool, let's say you have a pool of USDC, right? And you give them $1 million of USDC in that pool. So a crazy number, but they pay you a percentage of APY, which is actually much higher than you would do as staking. Okay, so every transaction that is made to buy USDC, you get a portion of it. You get like a 2% portion. But if you have a large liquidity and you have it in a large pool, a lot of transactions are going through, and more money you get. So for them, it's more of like a safer way of them getting or income, or passive income through the fees, rather than trying to find best prices and trade for tokens and whatnot. So it's recommended for those that have a lot of money that want to minimize the risk a little. It's still risky, however, it's less riskier than you executing a trade hoping for something to pump. So for them, it's like, I provide you liquidity, you give me a reward for doing that.
Cool. All right. Well, we can maybe make another video that's going over the pool and voting stuff a little bit more, just to keep this video a little bit more concise. But I think that's given a pretty good indication of how this all works. Yeah. And if you're not already in the big crypto community, go ahead and check the description right below the video. And there's an invite to the free Discord community. You can also hit us up in there, and we'd be happy to give you more information about the paid community that we have, as well as our accelerator program. We teach you everything about blockchain, cryptocurrency, how to trade it safely, how to store it safely, how to do everything in a safe way, an efficient way, and in a profitable way.
Yep.
Okay.
And this
Thanks
is
for
a
watching,
kind of
everybody.
yep.
Oh, you got one more?
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say this is kind of like a last minute thing. However, I have the more organized, detailed versions for these with our blockchain inside group accelerator program, and then we'll walk you through it step by step, so you don't have to risk losing anything or make a mistake. Learn from our mistakes. All right.
Much.